So for the last few years, we've mostly thought of artificial intelligence as this invisible brain trapped inside our laptops, right? You type a prompt, and pixels just rearrange on a screen.
Right, yeah, it's all digital.
But looking through this custom deep dive into a stack of financial reports, tech news, and a recent Senate labor report, well, that invisible brain is getting a physical body. Okay, let's unpack this. It's like AI is finally stepping out of the cloud and putting on a hard hat.
That is a great way to put it.
Yeah, and if your goal is to win with AI and have a great life, understanding this leap from digital to physical is the ultimate key.
Absolutely. Because we are tracking a massive influx of capital into what the industry calls physical AI. Like Jeff Bezos is reportedly raising a $100 billion fund.
Wait, 100 billion?
Yeah, 100 billion. And the strategy is to buy up legacy manufacturing firms in aerospace, defense, and semiconductors. Then they want to retrofit these traditional industries using his $6.2 billion startup, Project Prometheus.
Wow, so we aren't just talking about theoretical blueprints here. Humanoid robots are actively walking factory floors right now.
Yeah.
Like Figure 02 is working 20-hour continuous shifts at a BMW plant, literally just inserting sheet metal.
Right, and Agility Robotics has their Digit robot moving totes at GXO Logistics.
Exactly. And these aren't those clunky pre-programmed arms from the 90s. The sources describe them using, engineered intelligence where they train models on thermodynamics and real-world physics. But, I mean, how exactly does a neural network learn gravity?
Well, unlike a language model that basically just guesses the next word based on internet text, physical AI relies on simulated physics engines.
Okay.
So before a robot ever touches a BMW chassis, it runs tens of millions of virtual trials in a digital simulation. It repeatedly attempts to lift, drop, and balance objects until the neural net fundamentally computes the mathematical reality of, friction, weight distribution, and momentum.
So it's synthesizing physics, not just
But
language. But I have to push back a little on their actual autonomy right now, because these sources point out a major vulnerability. They rely on active stability. Like if they lose power, they don't just freeze in place. They completely crumple to the ground.
yeah, walking on two legs is computationally exhausting. Active stability means the robot's onboard computer is making thousands of micro adjustments per second just to remain upright against gravity.
Wow, thousands.
Right, it's a continuous dynamic loop of sensory feedback and motor response. So the second that computational loop loses power, well, gravity wins.
Which totally explains why they are restricted to highly structured, fenced-off zones in factories. I mean, the gap between a predictable warehouse floor and navigating the chaotic variables of a public sidewalk, that's a massive computational leap.
Oh, absolutely.
But because they are successfully operating in these controlled factory zones today, the immediate consequence is the human workforce.
It does. And a recent Senate labor report issued a really stark warning on this front. They project AI and automation could displace nearly 100 million U.S. jobs over the next decade.
100 million? That is staggering.
It is, and the vulnerability is highest in specific sectors. They're looking at potentially displacing 89% of fast food workers and 37% of truck drivers.
And here is where it gets really interesting. Tech CEOs constantly promote these systems as tools to elevate human potential. But if you look at their investor pitches, companies like Aurora are explicitly selling their self-driving trucks as a mechanism to eliminate workers' comp, driver training, and human management overhead.
Yeah.
How do we even reconcile that paradox?
Well, it really comes down to the mechanics of capital efficiency. To the public, the narrative is all about freeing humans from dull, dirty, and dangerous work.
Sure, that sounds great.
But to Wall Street, labor represents a volatile variable cost. Physical AI transforms that unpredictable variable cost into a fixed capital asset.
I see.
The Senate report highlights the immense societal disruption this causes for workers, while investors are purely focused on the resulting efficiency gains and global competitiveness. And look, our goal isn't to take sides here, but just to look at the raw data. And the data shows a massive reallocation of capital away from human payrolls and into automated infrastructure.
Right. So if companies like Aurora are literally pricing human error and overhead out of logistics, that means the only safe jobs are the ones where human error is actually human creativity.
That is a great way to look at it.
So for you, listening right now, if you want to win with AI and build a great life in this new economy, how do you position yourself?
The key is realizing that while highly repetitive tasks are being automated, these robots are still terrible at handling edge cases.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the premium shifts entirely to spatial problem solving and workflow management. You don't need to build the robot, but you need to know how to design the environment it works in. Roles like robot trainers, fleet managers, and maintenance technicians are going to explode.
It's essentially shifting from being the laborer to being the orchestrator. You upskill by learning how to troubleshoot an automated system when it encounters a variable it hasn't simulated yet.
You hit the nail on the head. The people who thrive won't be competing with the machine's physical output. They will be the ones bridging the gap between the structured world the robot understands and the unstructured reality of the actual business.
I love that. So physical AI is a heavily funded reality that is rapidly reshaping our physical world right now.
It really is.
But I want to leave you all with this thought to mull over. If companies like Prometheus are successfully building AI that can perfectly simulate, engineer, and manufacture physical goods, well, how long until that AI starts designing, testing, and 3D printing its own robotic upgrades without a single human engineer involved at all?